Hey dolls, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be doing 5 eyeshadow tips for beginners. Now time to time you'll see me looking on my phone because I definitely go ahead and scribble down some notes right here to bring to you. Now the first tip is never use setting spray on a matte eyeshadow. Always go in with a white base to get the pigment more vibrant. Now what I mean by never use setting spray on your shadows, on your matte shadows, is once you use, like, you know, you use setting spray or water just to get a more pigmentation of the color, it won't work with a matte eyeshadow. So go in with a base. So if you're using a black eyeshadow and you want that black to be more popping, you can definitely just use like a black gel liner or a black base. Any black base you can use, and then you pack on the shadow to the black, and the color will come out more richer, more pigmented. Now same thing for colors like yellows. If you want to use, or you want to get more pigment from the palette, just go in with a white base and definitely pack on the shadows to that, and you'll definitely get the pigmentation when you're using matte. Now if you're using shimmer eyeshadows, you can always get the pigment whenever you use like a setting spray or any spray water. Just damp the brush a bit, you will get the most metallic shimmer from that palette. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, never blend shimmers in your crease. Now what I mean by blending shimmers in your crease, now you know when you're going in your crease area, that is where you want to be more matte. You want a more matte color in your crease. So you don't want something shimmer because it will be too chunky, especially if your eyes are hooded. It will just settle in your crease area. So never go in with shimmer to blend in your crease area. Number 3, always use a transition shade to help blend shadows. Now using a transition shade help blend your shadows so that it can be more smoother, it won't come out very patchy. Now if I should say going in with a color on my lid area, now the edges of that, I would want to use a transition shade to just help blend that out. Now tip number 4, always work from lightest to darkest shadow. So work from lightest to darkest, and this way you can just easily build up your shadow. Because if it is that you are using if it is that you are using an eyeshadow and you want to go in with a more darker color, right, work from your lightest shade. Don't just go in with a black or a deep color, right, because it's harder to blend that way. It's best if you like use light shadows and help building up. Now whenever you're seeing my makeup tutorials, I will definitely leave some in the description box below. If you have never yet watched my tutorials, you will see me use a lot of colors, transition colors, before I go in with a black shadow. So always work from lightest to darkest. That way your color can be more built up and it is easier to work with, right? Number 5, the final one, know where to place your shadows. The basic eyeshadow to create any look is light, medium, dark, and your brow bone shade. Alright, what I mean by light, medium, dark and your brow bone shade is to create a basic look. So when you know where to place your shadows, now if it is that you have any duo palette, you know, any palette that have like 4 shadows in it, you'll work from lightest to darkest. So you focus the darkest on the outer view of the eye, and you can also smudge it underneath your lower lashes. You use the matte shade to go in your crease area, and you use your brow bone shade, which will be like the lightest of all. You can also highlight your inner corner. So the 4 basic shadows can definitely create an eyeshadow look, or even less, but that's the basic. I really hope that this was helpful. I just really want to come here and give you guys tips and tricks on how to apply your makeup, your eyeshadows. I will be definitely linking down in my description box below all entire talk through and setting powders, palette, definitely more talk through. And if you are interested in seeing more of these videos, more of these tutorials, please don't forget to drop me a comment down below. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. And yeah, until next time, see ya.